afternoon and welcome to Mind Over Matter podcast. I'm Randy.
Was that your real intro?
Sure.
Do it again, Randy.
Everyone's like, was that your intro?
I wasn't sure if you were serious.
I'm doing it in a Tucker-esque way.
Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon and welcome to Mind Over Matter podcast. I am Randy.
And I'm Alberto. Alright, so we're going to start with a clip from George Carlin. And we're going to maybe pause and comment in between.
Yeah.
Cool?
Yep.
Alright, so here we go. Let me put it not too loud.
These people are efficient,
lean in, Randy,
professional,
'cause I'm gonna put the video there.
consumers. That's they think of that as their national pride. It's their civic duty. Consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball. It's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left: buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They said we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. And you say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy.
I'm gonna think about it. How many times have they done a curve on
What do you mean a curve?
like they grade your test on a curve, like.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. And it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there. It's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind three things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The big, the wealthy, the real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. They're irrelevant. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets, and they own all the big media news, all the big media companies. So they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that.
You think everything he just said right there is true?
Yeah. I do.
What does he mean by, like, forget the politicians? Is the media? No, not media. The big business.
The real owners.
They're the business owners?
No, the owners.
The big business owners? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah. He said the owners of this world don't want that, Alberto. The real owners, the 1%, the 1%.
So the wealthiest people.
The elites, the people that control the governments. Like Andrew Tate says, the people above governments. Well, it's the 1%. The Illuminati.
They're the ones that control the whole world.
Yep. 95% of the world.
95% of the world.
Yep.
Where'd you get that number?
Alberto, I looked it up. 95% of the world. Alberto,
Where did you look it up?
the 7 families. Alberto, the Rothschilds, the Fords, the what do you call it? I don't know.
Who else, Randy? Who else? Gates?
The Gates of the world.
The Musks. He's the richest man.
Yeah. Alberto, he's also a part of it too.
The Illuminati?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Alberto, because a lot of people look at him as the savior, right? He came in and he bought Twitter, and because he's like, oh, I'm for free speech, so he bought Twitter. So everybody's looking at him and saying, oh, Elon Musk is a savior. He saved free speech. But Alberto, he's a puppet. Because this guy, Alberto, he's the founder of what do you call it? The Neuralink, the brain chip.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty soon it's all goes hand in hand, Alberto. Because pretty soon he's gonna say, you're gonna need the brain chip in this new digital era to function, Alberto. No, you know what the end goal for us is?
What?
Transhumanism. Have you heard about that? You know what transhumanism is?
Sort of like robot/human combination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's gonna end up happening. That's the end goal.
I have read a little bit about Neuralink. It's like the potential is like curing blindness, curing paralysis,
Yeah.
curing all the diseases. Like, there's some good to it.
Yeah, but there's a chip inside you, so you're part of. You're no longer human. You're like a cyborg. So
what?
But you're connected to technology, and then the government has access to your thoughts. So if you think anything negatively about the government or what they're doing, they could come to your house and automatically kill you off. Do you really want the government to have it? Alberto, these people they want control over you, what's inside your body, and even now your thoughts, what you're thinking.
But don't you just sometimes think it's just part of progress, Randy?
No, Alberto, no. Alberto.
Isn't this like how technology moves? Like eventually technology
So,
will be
Alberto,
inside of us.
Are you telling me that no? I don't want technology inside of me. I want to be human. I want to stay human.
I'm saying like 100 years from now when the technology is like not perfected, but it's pretty damn good, and you could enhance everything about you, like the way you think, the way you walk, the way you talk, everything.
Nope.
I don't want it.
Nope. I want to stay human, Alberto.
But what about letting the option for it to be out there, the product? You could buy Neuralink if you want. What if it's just an option, Randy?
Alberto, if it's an option, then good for them. But most likely, it will not be an option. It'll be forced on you, just like the vaccine, Alberto. The vaccine was a test run, so pretty soon they're gonna start pushing you to get the Neuralink, or else you're gonna be frozen out of society. Alberto, have you heard about the mark of the beast?
Yeah.
Alberto, what do you believe the mark of the? Some people thought the mark of the beast was the vaccine.
Some people, Randy.
Yeah, I didn't.
Not you?
No, that wasn't me. I mean, like like other what we are labeled as conspiracy theorists.
You
quote,
did
unquote.
say that, Randy. Probably on episode 1.
Yeah, in episode 1, which mysteriously disappeared off of Spotify.
It's not mysterious. I took it off because it wasn't a separate one.
Alberto, what are you trying to ruin the fun for?
Mysteriously.
Alberto, we did record episode like 1, and then I think we also did it for this one too, and I think remember they got taken down or something happened. That's why it was separate. That's why we had it on speaker, because we did an episode
on Spotify. On Anchor. It used to be Anchor, yeah.
Yeah, and then it got taken down for misinformation.
Well, you did say it was a mark of the beast, Randy.
Alberto, I didn't say it was the mark of the beast. I said people believe it was the mark of the beast.
I believe you said it was your opinion, but
Alberto,
episode 1 will be a bonus in the future.
Alberto, I don't recall saying that it was the mark of the beast.
Interesting how you don't recall that.
Alberto, I believe I said people believe that it's the mark of the beast. I mean, maybe at the time I thought potentially it was the mark of the beast, but
yes, because you were completely against the vaccine.
But I changed my opinion. It wasn't the mark of the beast. It was preparing us for the mark of the beast. It's a test run, Alberto.
Yes. Okay.
I think the real true mark of the beast is digital era. Technology is the mark of the beast. Like the moment that you have technology inside your body, that's the true mark of the beast. Because then you're gonna have technology. Let's say like you have a chip. Like have you seen those people that they have the chip in their hand, and they're able to like access their car, like open the door with their car.
I think I saw a video about that. Yeah.
And then they're so I think able to pay with their hand, their chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of the mark of the beast.
Yep.
What is the mark of the beast, Randy? Can you define it?
The mark of the beast is part of the New World Order system, Roberto. It's like
no, but isn't it something biblical?
Right? Yeah, that's gonna usher in the Antichrist.
How does that usher in the Antichrist? Like, does the Antichrist provide the mark of the beast, or is it like that the Antichrist is gonna come after you get the mark of the beast? Like, what does that mean?
I think he comes after you get the mark of the beast. Like the government is to usher in the Antichrist.
Okay.
So like everybody has, in order for them to usher in the Antichrist, everybody has to have the mark of the beast in their body.
The whole world.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't happen? What if it's like some people?
That's the thing. It's not gonna be everybody, because those of us that actually already know what the government agenda is and what the ultimate goal is gonna be are not gonna be for it. So I mean, obviously, it's gonna be like the same thing with the vaccine, like where there's people that didn't want to take it, and then there's people, and the majority of people took it.
It's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
But then ultimately, like this time, it's gonna be how we were frozen out of society. It's gonna be much worse. So that means we're not gonna be able to enter society. Like we're not gonna be able to like, unless we have the chip or whatever. We're not gonna be able to go into stores because everything's gonna be digital. They're not gonna take cash no more. Cash is gonna be obsolete.
Oh, okay. You're gonna do everything with the chip.
Yeah, everything's gonna be digital. I mean, look where everything's going with the metaverse. Like, all of a sudden, everything's like AR, like virtual and all that stuff. And pretty soon, like I don't know if you've seen commercials where they're saying that pretty soon, like everything's gonna be like virtual, like virtual learning and all that.
Oh, I haven't seen that. No. Like even like pre-K and kindergarten.
Like it's all part it's all like I've seen commercials like they say like you can be able to pretty soon learn virtually, and you're pretty soon gonna be able to like do all these things virtually. So technology, in a sense, technology is evil, Alberto. Well, people think that technology is good for humanity, and ultimately, unless you want to become a transhuman, it's evil, Alberto.
All of technology.
Yep.
So, would you rather go back to old times?
Alberto, I think
without technology?
Alberto, I think the Amish had it right. I think the Amish had it right when they.
I mean, they're still Amish, so they still have it right.
Yeah.
So why don't you move to the Amish?
Alberto,
why don't you become Amish?
Alberto, I think I might have to.
You have to escape this new world order.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go to some island somewhere.
Yeah.
Just live peacefully.
Yeah.
Never going on the internet, never dealing with drama.
Yeah.
And just live in the beach.
Yeah.
Forever.
That's right, bro.
That's your goal?
Alberto, the Amish had it right. I mean, like, you don't have to deal with what's going on in the outside world. Like, you don't get panicked about all this violence. You just go on about your day.
Mm-hmm.
Just focus on yourself. Live day to
day. Live in nature.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So I guess once you leave, I'll do the podcast by myself. You want to finish the clip?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Help them. That's against their interest. That's right.
Alberto, it's against their interest.
They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table to figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people. White collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on. The fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Alberto, George Carlin was ahead of his time.
Yes, he was.
Alberto, he speaks a lot of truth, Alberto, about the way this world actually works. See, Alberto? They control all the media. They control you, what you believe, how the way that you believe the world to be, how you perceive the world to be, when it's actually the opposite way.
Yeah, but we have freedom of thought, so we make our own opinions. We watch news.
Do you really, Alberto? Do you really think? Because then you go into the news and you say, "Oh, this is what happened in the world today," but did it really happen, Alberto?
Yeah, they're showing events, Randy, of things that happen in the world. I don't listen to their opinions of it. What they show me of what's happening, that's the truth.
Is it?
Yes, unless it's doctored video.
What? You said it's what?
Doctored video.
Doctored video?
Yeah, like edited or something, or manipulated in some way. Which that's coming in the future with the AI stuff.
Yeah.
But right now it's not really happening.
But they withhold a lot of truths. It's all biased.
Yes, everything's biased, really.
Yeah.
Even you right now. You're biased.
Alberto, you're biased.
Yes, I am. What do you want to talk about now? This one?
Sure, Alberto. Let's talk about this one. This clip. The next clip from George Carlin.
Because that's the way Americans are now. They're always willing to trade away a little of their freedom in exchange for the feeling, the illusion of security. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing, the fear of germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? The media constantly doing stories about all the latest infections. Salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu, now they have West Nile fever. And Americans panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, and this is true, in prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol. It's true. Well, they don't want you to get an infection. And you can see their point. Wouldn't want some guy to go to hell and be sick. It would take a lot of the sport out of the whole execution. Fear of germs. What a bunch of pussies. You can't even get a decent hamburger anymore. They cook the shit out of everything now because everybody's afraid of food poisoning. Hey, where's your sense of adventure? Take a fucking chance. You know how many people die from food poisoning in this country every year? 9,000, that's all. It's a minor risk. Take a fucking chance. Bunch of goddamn pussies. Besides, what do you think you have an immune system for? It's for killing germs. But it needs practice. It needs germs to practice on. So if you kill all the germs around you and live a completely sterile life, then when germs do come along, you're not gonna be prepared. And never mind ordinary germs. What are you gonna do when some super virus comes along that turns your vital organs into liquid shit? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna get sick, you're gonna die, and you're gonna deserve it because you're fucking weak and you got a fucking weak immune system. Now, I'm gonna tell you a true story about immunization. When I was a little boy in New York City in the 1940s, we swam in the Hudson River, and it was filled with raw sewage. Okay? We swam in raw sewage.
No.
You know, to
Bro, I
cool
was
off.
surprised it didn't come out with like 2 heads.
And at that time, the big fear was polio. Thousands of kids died from polio every year. But you know something? In my neighborhood, no one ever got polio. No one, ever. You know why? Because we swam in raw sewage. It strengthened our immune systems. The polio never had a prayer. We were tempered in raw shit. So personally, I never take any special precautions against germs. I don't shy away from people who sneeze and cough. I don't wipe off the telephone. I don't cover the toilet seat. And if I drop food on the floor, I pick it up and eat it. I eat it, even if I'm at a sidewalk cafe in Calcutta, the poor section, on New Year's morning during a soccer riot. And you know something? In spite of all of that so-called risky behavior, I never get infections, folks. I just don't get them. I don't get colds, I don't get flu, I don't get food poisoning, and I don't get headaches or upset stomachs. And you know why? Because I got a good, strong immune system, and it gets a lot of practice. My immune system is equipped with the biological equivalent of fully automatic military assault rifles with night vision and laser scopes. And we have recently acquired phosphorus grenades, cluster bombs, and anti-personnel fragmentation mines. So, when my white blood cells are on patrol, reconnoitering my bloodstream, seeking out strangers and other undesirables, if they see any suspicious-looking germs of any kind, they don't fuck around. They whip out the weapons, wax the motherfucker, and deposit the unlucky fellow directly into my colon. Directly into my colon. There's no nonsense. There's no Miranda warning. There's none of that 3 strikes and you're out shit. First offense, bam, into the colon you go. And speaking of my colon, I want you to know I don't automatically wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom. Can you deal with that? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. You know when I wash my hands? When I shit on them. That's the only time. You know how often that happens? Tops. 2, 3 times a week. Tops. Maybe a little more frequently over the holidays. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you something else, my well-scrubbed friends. You don't always need a shower every day. Did you know that? It's overkill. Unless you work out, or work outdoors, or for some reason come in intimate contact with huge amounts of filth and garbage every day, you don't always need a shower. All you really need to do is to wash the 4 key areas: armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. Got that? The hooker's bath. Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. In fact, you can save yourself a whole lot of time if you simply use the same brush on all 4 areas.
The same brush on all 4. Is that what you do, Andy?
No.
You take a shower every day?
Umberto, no.
You don't?
I take a shower maybe like 3-4 times a week.
That explains a lot.
Alberto, nope. I'm nice and clean. Alberto, do you take a shower every day?
Yeah.
Alberto, like he says, that's overkill.
Well, not everybody's the same, Andy.
Sometimes I take a shower every day. Sometimes
I like taking a shower. It's therapeutic.
I take a shower. Sometimes I take it every day. Other times I take it maybe like 3-4 times a week.
You just skip a couple days sometimes?
Yeah.
You just sit there in your bed in your filth.
Alberto, your immune system needs practice.
What do you think about that? Is it true what he said?
Alberto, I think so. I believe so.
Which part?
All of it. Alberto, how
you're gonna swim in raw sewage?
Well, not the raw sewage part, but the part where he said that basically how people are panicking over this virus, that virus, and germs, and look at what happened with the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Everything that he said, pretty much. Wear a mask.
Mm-hmm. Wash your hands. 6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. Stay indoors. Don't come out.
That was for what, like 2 or 3 months?
Wasn't it like the rest, like, because the pandemic started in March 2020,
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like for like the rest of the year?
I don't remember. Was it a mandate to stay home?
Yeah, remember they had the curfews that you couldn't leave. You couldn't.
Was that the whole year?
I believe it was.
Damn.
If I remember correctly, yeah. Like you weren't allowed to leave past your home at a certain time. I think you would get tickets or something. Like only if you were like an essential employee, I think you were allowed to go to work, come back, and then I think they had curfews for
everyone?
For each city, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's a little hazy, Alberto.
Yeah, it's easy.
It was 3 years ago.
3 years. Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
So and everybody went along with it. You know, they complied with it. Like let me wear a mask. Let me stay indoors, even though that's unhealthy for you. That's why everybody got mentally depressed. You know, basically everything they did during the beginning of the pandemic was bad for people. You know, people should have been able to go outside instead of living in fear.
I think it should have been like, because we didn't know what was going on in the beginning, so maybe like a month. I'm like, oh wait, everybody stay home. We don't know what's happening. And then after that, it should have been okay. Everybody, you're allowed to go outside and.
Yeah, but of course that wasn't their agenda, Berto. It was all planned. It was
all planned from the beginning.
That's right.
They released the virus.
Yep, they released the virus. Everything that happened with the mandates and the lockdowns was all planned out to get you all riled up and to create civil unrest.
So, when you say it was all planned, like all governments, not governments, like all governors, they were part of it too, or they were just following orders?
They were part of it too. Everything.
They knew it was all planned.
Yeah.
All the governors in the United States, and every president in every other country.
Yep.
They all knew it.
It's on a global scale, Alberto, yeah.
So they were all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Even mayors in cities?
Yeah. Alberto, they are part of the government, Alberto.
I'm saying, but why have nobody said anything? You don't think it would be one defector, like, oh, I can't go along with this, or this is what's really going on? You don't think there'll be one person that says that?
No.
Why not?
Alberto, because they're all working together to ensure the destruction of this country.
You think they're that good?
What do you mean?
Like they could form this plan, the whole world, all the governments, and not one person will be like, no, I'm not going along with this, or fuck up and.
Well, look what happened with what do you call it? I think in Britain, that guy Boris Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he? He got taken out, I think, right? Or he resigned or something, or something happened. One of them. Something happened where like
he lost the election last year or something like that.
No, I think something happened where he like I don't know what happened. I don't think he lost. I think
he got taken out.
Like he was forced out of office or something like that. I forgot. But something happened.
But did he say anything that was controversial or something?
I'm not really sure because since that's in England, so I'm not really sure what happened there. But I just remember that something happened there. Where he was
why'd
like,
you bring him up?
Bro, I don't know. I'm not really because because you said like wouldn't there be a defector? So maybe he was defecting from their plan, and then they're like, okay, this guy can no longer be in office.
Okay, is that what you think will happen to Trump?
Yes, it could be.
Yeah, but nobody said like, oh, this is what's happening. It was a global plan. It's an agenda.
I mean, Trump was kind of saying like, if you really pay attention to what he said, he's basically saying like, all the Democrats they want full control and like they're taking away your freedom. Like he says that all the time. Like even when you look at his re-election, he's like, oh, look what they're doing to this country. He's like, they're ruining this country. So like you have to listen really closely to what he says. He kind of gives you hints here and there. He doesn't flat out say it, but like every time he does like conferences, like he tells you, these Democrats.
Yeah, but that's just his thing.
Alberto, these Democrats.
Oh God, you gonna do a Trump? No, I'm sorry.
Like never before.
Oh my God.
They are here to destroy this country like never before. From the likes that I never seen before.
It's just, I remember you asked me, I think it was episode 3, like, what would it take for me to believe?
I think it was episode 2, I think.
No, episode 3, because it was one of the recent ones.
Okay.
So let me ask you, what would it take for you to, I guess, admit that you might be wrong?
But I'm not.
What would it take, Randy? That's what I'm asking.
I'm not wrong.
You see what I'm saying? What would it take?
Nothing, Alberto.
Exactly. That's the problem, Randy, because there's no proof. There's no evidence. It's just conjecture, Randy. It's just you watching videos and just coming up with a conclusion.
Alberto, I went down the rabbit hole and
rabbit hole that's very dangerous.
Alberto, I saw the rabbit hole that led me out of the matrix.
Are you out of the matrix?
Alberto, there's different levels of the matrix.
There's the financial.
There's like the financial, and there's also one like I think the first level of the matrix is becoming self-aware and the fact that you're in the matrix. Like, I think that's
before you were an NPC and then became self-aware.
Yeah,
oh shit.
Yeah, like what's going on here?
Yeah.
I think that's like the first level. Then obviously the second level is like probably like the financial, like the job wise.
Yeah.
Like oh shit, like I'm living the same life over and over again.
Yeah.
Like I'm saving away for a few bucks for a job that only pays me like $18 an hour.
You're working 8 hours a day, $18 an hour.
Yeah.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Wasting your life away chasing money.
Yeah.
And then in return, when you retire, you get nothing.
So mentally, you've escaped the matrix, but financially and job wise, you're still in the matrix.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not gonna answer my question, right?
What you said?
What would it take for you to admit you're wrong?
Alberto, I know I'm not wrong.
So you're not gonna answer, okay?
Alberto, like I said, Alberto, there's nothing that can convince me that I'm wrong because, like I said, like I'm anti-government altogether. I don't trust the government, and like I said, most people, there's people they say they don't trust the government, but they don't want to see further past the corruption. They're like everybody agrees. Oh yeah, the government's corrupt, but they don't want to further go along down the thread and see just how corrupt these people don't think that the government is capable of killing people, which they are, Alberto. And that's what they're doing right now.
Who are they killing?
Us.
What do you mean?
With the mass shootings.
Oh, right.
Alberto, because they believe small casualties for a greater purpose, which is
take away your guns.
Yeah, take away the guns.
Man.
and also they want to further depopulate us. There's 9 billion people of us in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They want to slash that by half by 2030.
Where'd you get that half number?
The half number?
Yes.
It's part of the 2030 agenda, bro.
Where'd you get that from? The 2030 agenda.
Bro, because, and if you look up the 2030, like you can actually look up what 2030 agenda is, and then like they'll tell you, oh, like we're planning to solve the world problems, like poverty, and all that stuff. And they said that they want to be able to like keep tabs on like essentially everything that they have on sounds good on paper, But Alberto, what
but it's an actual agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So United Nations, right?
Yeah.
Transforming our world, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. All right. It's a long paragraph. Let's see. People. We are determined to end poverty and hunger in all their forms and dimensions, and to ensure that all human beings can fulfill their potential in dignity and quality and a healthy environment. Sounds good.
Sounds good, right? It
sounds pretty good.
They paint it really good.
Let me see. There's another one called Peace. We are determined to foster peaceful, just, and inclusive societies which are free from fear and violence. There can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. Sounds good too, Randy.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
That's of course they're gonna paint it like, oh yeah, like we're doing this for your own good. But they're not.
Why do you think that?
Alberto, because, like I said, I'm anti-government.
But just because of that?
Alberto, I believe the same thing that George Carlin just said in the first clip, Alberto. The people above governments, and they control what you believe, what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, they want obedient workers.